In today's video, we're going to be talking about putting. So I'm going to be sharing with you a really simple tip and a great drill to make sure you're holing more putts. Stay tuned for more info. Welcome back to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today at Branston Golf and Country Club. As I mentioned in the intro there, today's video is going to be about putting. So I'm going to be sharing with you a really simple tip and a fantastic drill using a putting mirror, but it could be any mirror really here, that's going to definitely help you save shots if it's an area you struggle with. I mean, who can say they hole enough putts or they couldn't lower their score by better putting? I don't think many golfers. This is a fantastic drill and works really well for me. So what I've got here is a putting mirror. The only difference, I guess, from a normal mirror, it has a cutout that could fit the golf ball, and it does have some lines across, but you could just use a normal mirror by all means. You would still have the same effect, but you can pick these up pretty cheap, sort of £10 or so online from a number of different manufacturers. So the important part is I've hit a couple of these putts just to find out what the putt's doing. So it's a right to left putt, breaking from about 3 inches or so outside the right. And that's why I've set the tour stick down here, just to represent parallel to my target line. It's important to get the mirror parallel to your target line as well, or your start line at least. Obviously the target is the hole, but my start line is that T-peg I've left down on the floor. So it's really important that the mirror runs parallel to it, but if you put down the line there, it's easier to check these things. Now you are going to see sort of what my eyes are seeing as well, so I'll take a couple of pictures here. But as I set up in the mirror, what I can see is my shoulders. I'm actually cutting out my head with this, which I could move the mirror and get my head in there as well. Normally we're using a putting mirror down on the ground and we're looking at where our eye line is. On this and this exercise, what I want you to do is look at your shoulder alignment. So what I can see here is if my shoulders are pointing to the left, to the right, my lead shoulder, my left shoulder would be higher than my trail shoulder. And if my shoulders are pointing to the left, I would see that my trail shoulder, my right shoulder is sticking out and higher up in the mirror. So what I'm trying to get here is my shoulders parallel to my target line. A fault of mine is actually that my head and shoulders tend to point a little bit more out to the right of the target. So what I'll tend to do is either look forwards and look down, or just calibrate myself with this putting mirror here to try and get my shoulder alignment better. I know if that my shoulders sit square, you know, that is a real key point. You've seen a number of golfers over the year, like Jack Nicklaus, putt with his feet pointing sort of 45, maybe even 60 degrees offline, but what he still got was his shoulders parallel. So the shoulders and the putter are key. It's about 80% of where the ball goes, or where it starts, is down to where the club face aims, and the shoulders have a big effect on the putter head. So if we can square our shoulders, square the putter head, we can start the ball on line. The other two skills for putting are green reading and pace control. Pace control is probably just doing some good practice, and green reading, well, I like aim point, but I won't go into that too much, but it's finding really the read of the greens once you've got the pace and the start line correct, I would say, the other two skills. So when I set up to this ball, and this is going to be a short and a simple video, when I set up to this, I can get into my setup position and then just tilt my eyes forward so I can see that my shoulders there are actually square. They are parallel to my target line, whereas a fault of mine, as I said, is my shoulders to point too far out to the right. So it's a real key part for me. Let me just get in my setup again and see if I can hole one. So square my shoulders and then go ahead and pull the trigger. I won't bother lining this one up. Let me see if I can do 2 in a row. So into my setup position before I check my shoulder alignment. That looks pretty good, and then I can pull the trigger. So a fault, I thought, that felt a good putt, just maybe a little bit too much pace. So as I said, a fault of mine is my shoulder line pointing too far out to the right of the target. What that encourages the putter to work too much inside. If you get your shoulders pointing left, you'll tend to get the putter working outside. So squaring these shoulders at setup is a real key here to better putting. If we can get the shoulders and the putter correct, we're going to start to roll the ball better and give ourselves some chances chances I'll put my teeth back in. If this video has helped, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you try out this exercise. It's fantastic. It really works. Let me know how you get on, and do make sure you subscribe to my channel for all the other videos. Cheers guys, we'll see you soon.